Hey there, Aries, and welcome to your week of December 20th, 2021 General Tarot reading. We're going to be looking at your energy over here on the left side coming into this week. Then we're going to look at in the center here some challenges that you might be facing this week. And then finally on the right, we're going to be looking at some potential outcome cards for you as well. We're going to hit these cards up with some clarifiers too as well, and then tie everything off with an oracle card too at the end of the video. So you're going to want to stick around for all that. These are general readings, so all of this, some of this, or maybe even none of it will resonate with you. If it does resonate, that's really awesome, by the way. If it does resonate, then that's great. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's just not part of your message, so don't try to make no square pegs fit in no round holes, all right? So without further ado, thank you for being here, Aries, and we're starting off here on the left with you coming into this week as the Page of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles here. I feel like this is sort of a your efforts are being kind of thrown on the deaf ears. I feel kind of like you're putting in all the work in sort of a one-sided situation, whether that be like romantically or business-wise or job-wise, or even just in a relationship between like you and like a friend or family member, right? I just feel like it's very one-sided here, and you're kind of putting in all the hard work, or you're trying to put in more effort here, but they just don't seem to care for some reason or another here. The Page of Swords is a person who communicates, reaches out, tries to talk with others here, tries to, clear the air, trying to get these clouds out of the way, trying to, make some sense of what's going on here. With the Eight of Cups, that is a card of walking away, trying to move on from something here, realizing that it's good, but it's not great, but it's not what I want too, right? It's not being satisfied with just like, well, this is good enough, right? It's being like, well, no, there is more out there for me. So just getting the sense with those two in combination that you're just trying to like clear the air and be like, hey, like we can do better here. But for some reason, it's just not being the case here. Like someone's just not quite getting it, especially here with the Eight of Pentacles as well. The Eight of Pentacles is that practice makes perfect, putting in the hard work, trying to perfect your craft, right? Trying to perfect something, and relationships can be like that. They're things that you have to work very hard on. Or again, it could be your job as well, working on your job, trying to put the effort in there as well. Or again, like I say, relationships, whether it be romantic or they be, just between platonic or just familial. They are hard work. They are difficult things to work on. It's a work in progress every day, every hour, right? Just putting in the work with them, trying to make sure we're all in a good place. But I just feel like you're trying to communicate something with this person or this situation, that you're trying to communicate that you're putting in the hard work and you want this to work out, but for some reason it's just not clicking here. Here in the center with these three, this is your challenges for the week. We got the Ten of Swords, the Devil, and the Moon. The Devil is Capricorn's card and the Moon is Pisces' card. So you may have one of those two signs or both in your chart. You may also be dealing with one of those two signs this week as well. But with these three cards here, what we're kind of saying is you might be dealing with someone or a situation where you feel like you're being manipulated, right? Something that feels like it's never going to end, and something where you feel like, again, there's that confusion like we have back here with the Page of Swords, trying to clear the air, clear these clouds so they can have clarity. The moon is very much about partial illumination, right? When the moon's out at night, you can see pretty well, but you can't see everything, right? The shadows, they kind of hide lots of things. For myself, where I live here, I live close to the woods. And so when the moon comes out, the trees sort of create these long shadows. And it's like, I can't see anything over there unless I flick the lights on or I use a flashlight or something. So it can be like that, where it's just, I feel like there's just some confusion here. Maybe you feel like this person, you feel like you're stuck with them. You feel like they are being very toxic, and they feel like you can't leave them, or you can't leave this situation for some reason. And it's almost like you don't know where to go because it's dark all around. Like you feel like you might feel hopeless, or you might feel like this person or this situation is kind of overwhelming to a point that you just cannot get away, right? It might be, you might feel too like you're in these like last moments, like this person with the 10 of swords here with all these swords on them. Like, it doesn't take 10 swords to kill a person, but that's a lot of pain that person's probably in those last few seconds, and those last few seconds might seem absolutely agonizing for them as well. So you might feel like that, like, when is this going to end? It should have ended. Like, I should be, and this particular person, they might be thinking I should be dead by now. Like, why am I not dead? Why do I have to suffer? You might be feeling very much the same way here, Aries. Very interesting here. Very interesting. Moving right along here to your outcome cards, your potential outcome cards. We got the Six of Wands, the Emperor, and the Wheel of Fortune. Very nice. I said earlier that was great that the Emperor came out, because the Emperor is your card, Aries. This means you're coming into your own power, coming into your own strength this week. So I like that a lot here. I enjoy that, because that's saying like you're coming into your own power, coming into your own strength. The Six of Wands as well is a card of leadership. It's a card of walking the walk and talking the talk. So again, like, that's you in a very strong position as well. And with the Wheel of Fortune being very fortuitous, as well as being very much kind of, I feel like, making your own luck here. I feel like that, because you've got command, you got the power here. Everything is kind of like in your court, like the ball is in your court. But with the Wheel of Fortune as well, it's a card of, you get what you give with the Wheel of Fortune. The snake along the side represents your vibrations, right? Like the energy you put out, the thoughts and, the actions you put into the world. So if you're putting in good and positive things, you're like, I want to see change. And you're like, I want to see change. And you're saying that mentally. And then in action, you're trying to cause change. You're trying to make changes happen. The Wheel of Fortune's like, yeah, let's do this. And it's going to turn the wheel for you to make that change. Or if you're thinking positive as well, if you're in positive energy and thinking positively and moving forward in a positive manner, again, the Wheel of Fortune is going to be like, let's give you some more of that. So I feel like you're coming in a big strong way. I feel like this is you walking away from this person, right? I feel like this Eight of Cups is you wanting to walk away. Like, you just kind of feel like you're tied to this person. You just kind of got to realize that, much like the Devil here and these two here, the lovers who are chained to the Devil, those chains aren't on very tight. You can take them off whenever you wish. You're not chained to any situation. It may feel that way. It may feel like you have no escape. It may feel like there is nowhere to go, right? I've certainly been there myself, and I've known others who have been there. And I think we all go through that at some point. Oh, pardon me with all the hiccups. I feel like we all go through that at some point in our lives here. It's just a matter of how you rise up out of that, right? I'll try to remember to link it in the description. There's a song by a band called the Queens of the Stone Age. The song is called Fortress. And in the song they say, every fortress falls. And it's like, it doesn't, and it's not, how does it go? It's not if you fall, it's if you rise, or how you rise that says who you are, right? Like, it's not that like you fall and like you get chained to something, you feel like you're trapped or whatever. It's how you rise up out of that. Do you rise up by taking the reins? Do you rise up by being like, no, I'm not going to be treated badly anymore? You're going to rise up by them just getting bored with you, right? And then they leave you alone. You realize, oh, wow, I'm actually, this is great. This person was treating me so badly before. And now that I'm moving on, it just seems like this is so much better. So how will you rise, Aries? All right. So let's look at some clarifiers here for you. Appreciate you being here, Aries. Appreciate all the love and support I always see in the videos, all the likes and comments. I appreciate that. And I'm sending the same back out to you. I hope that you're doing well, and hope this is resonating and clicking with you too. We're going to do some clarifiers here in just a second. After that, though, we're going to tie everything off with an oracle card to end the video off. So thank you again for being here, Aries. And let's see what we got. Clarifying you, we've got the Tower, the Page of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So it's time for a change. I feel like you sense that very muchly so. The Tower is about a big time change, a big time upheaval, some sort of thing going on in your life here. So that's very good. So I feel like that's that shift where you're realizing that this is fine. Maybe this was okay at one point, but it's not anymore. Like, maybe someone... Maybe if you're dealing with, for those of you dealing with a person, maybe at some point they were like saying like, oh, little like, haha, jokes to you. And you keep telling them like, hey, stop. Like, that's fine. That was funny the first time, but now it's just like, it's getting mean. So please stop. And like, oh yeah, fine, whatever. And then they're like, oh, you're just a baby. And they just keep hitting you up with it. And it's really affecting you in a negative way here. So very interesting there. Or it could just be as well where you just feel like it is just time for a change. It's time for me to walk away, or you feel like it is time for you to walk away. With the Six of Swords, like you're in those rough waters, but you can see the clear ones coming, right? You can see the calm waters here in the distance. So again, like that's like, I know I need this change. I know walking away from this situation, this person, whatever it may be, will be the thing that works out for me in the end. So I love that. And with the Page of Pentacles, it's like I really want to grow something new and beautiful as well. So wonderful, wonderful. So let's take a look at your challenge cards and clarify them as well. See what's going on here too. Got the Nine of Swords, the Page of Swords again, and the Nine of Cups here. Yeah, very interesting. With two nines coming out like this. Two nines means we're getting close to a completion. So again, it may feel like this completion is never coming. Like we were talking about with that 10 of Swords, you may feel like this is agonizing. Why won't it end? Like, why won't this stop? Will it ever end, right? And with the nines here as well, you may be feeling that way. Like really kind of reinforces that. With the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Swords as well, though, the Nine of Swords is all those nightmares and fears. I feel like that's a big time thing for you right now. It's like you're feeling that way. You're feeling like, yeah, there's a lot of anxieties and troubles weighing heavily down on you. With the Nine of Cups as well, not feeling fulfilled or satisfied, feeling like this is never the kind of situation or in the relationship kind of thing you want to be dealing with. And with this Page of Swords as well, you notice the difference. Like this one's a little more covered up. But if you notice the difference between the two, back here it's kind of like you want to clear the air because there's still time. But here, it's like you can hardly see like your hand in front of your face, right? Like that's how clouded it is here in the challenge. And that might be how it feels for you. You want to clear the air. You want to get this situation under control, but then they might throw some more fog at you. They might throw even more confusion your way, saying things to you that, might be promising you good things, promising you what you want to hear, which makes you feel like, well, why are you doing this? Like, why are you saying this? Why are you doing that? Another song, I'll try to remember to link in the description. And if I don't, someone remind me in the comments, is a song by The Offspring. It's called Self-Esteem. And that's a big song about this guy who's in a relation, or who knows this girl, and he really likes her, but like she treats him like crap, right? And he, and he goes on and on about it, like how like 1 second she'll say that she only wants him, but then she sleeps with his friends. So it's like, what are you saying here? Or she'll say that she really likes him, but then call him, he's basically like a disease. He's filth to her, right? Like, it's like, what are you saying here? Like, you might be experiencing some of that where they're saying like everything nice to you and then turn around and say something really nasty and hurtful to you. Or it might be a situation too where like if you're in like a job or something where you might be being told, oh yeah, you're up for a promotion, and then being turned around and told the next day like, oh no, that's not going to happen, budget cuts and stuff, we can't be doing that kind of stuff, right? Things like that. So let's clarify these outcome cards for you here, Aries, and then after that tie it all off with an oracle card. See what we got. All right, what do we got? We got the Sun, happiest card in the deck. I love it. 4 Cups and the Hanged Man. That's fantastic. The Sun, it is the happiest card in the deck. It's everything coming out Millhouse, all the positivity and happiness in the world. I feel like this situation back here where this person is just weighing you down, is just denying you from being happy and denying you from being yourself, right? Like the Moon back here is about walking your own path as well. And when it's in your challenge positions, you might not know what your path is. You might not know who you are. Maybe you're losing a sense of identity because this person's telling you, or what have you, whatever you're dealing with is clouding that on you because you feel as though, who am I? Like I used to be this kind of a person, but they're telling me I'm like this. I know I personally, when I used to date a girl who did that to me as well. I had by the end of the relationship, I had no idea who I was. Like I felt that very much that way, where I felt like my inner child was just dead, done, and gone, right? Because of the way she treated me. Because I didn't know who I was by the end of it. Because I would say, like, to my friends or my family members, like, is this normal? Is this like how a normal relationship is supposed to be? And they'd be like, oh, you're just going through like the initial stuff and whatnot, and it's okay. Like you're just Like, this is just growing pains and things. And then I would go to her and I'd be like, this isn't normal. I don't think this is normal. Like, I don't think relationships should be like this. She'd be like, and tell me I'm being the problem. Like, I'm the one causing all the trouble and stuff. Right. And then once I got out of it and she was gone, it was like this. It was like the sun shined again. Right. It was like, wow, there's color in the world again. It's like crazy. You're like, this is wild. So I feel like that's kind of going to be for you too. You're going to have that aha moment. So that's beautiful, Aries. I'm looking forward to that for you. With the Four of Cups and the Hangman here as well. Four of Cups saying, like, I feel like you're dreaming about the future. You're dreaming about the happiness that's going to be coming for you in the distance here. This guy sleeping by this tree, he's dreaming of like the possible futures for him, the possible outcomes that are going to be there for him in the time, right? Like, what is his dream life going to look like? So that is beautiful. And the Hangman, this new perspective, it's like I say, it's almost like color came back into the world and suddenly everything is good again. So that is beautiful, Aries. I'm loving it. So let's look at your oracle card to tie everything off. I hope this has been helping you out. Hope this has been resonating with you here, Aries. And let's see what we got for you here to wrap it up. We got the Chameleon Spirit telling us to act as if, right? You may not feel as though you're confident enough to walk away from this situation or this person, whatever it may be, but you need to act as if you are. Like, pretend like you got all the courage in the world. Pretend like you're unstoppable, like you know without a shadow of a doubt that this is the right move to do. And that's what's going to get you through here, Aries, right? You don't, when you come at them with all this confidence and you tell them, like, I'm not happy with this is not what I'm doing anymore, and I'm moving on, and they're just going to be like, wow, they don't know that you're not that confident. If you're pretending there and acting as if you are the most confident person in the world, acting as if you know that you're going to land on your feet, acting as if you know that you're going to find a better person out there, or acting as if you know you deserve better. Because ultimately, deep down, you do know these things. You do know them. It's just you got to act as if you're there so that they can kind of have the bit of the light from the sun shined on them so that they can grow and eventually nurture and eventually rise up, as we were talking about earlier, and become that strong, powerful thing that we know that you can be, Aries. So that's awesome. So I hope that has helped you out. I hope that's resonated with you. If you want to help out the channel though, Aries, you can hit that thumbs up, that like button down below. Helps out the channel a ton. And also subscribing to the channel not just helps me, helps you too, because then you can find these videos easier, this channel easier, and that way you can check out your videos as I upload them every week. You can also check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos too after this one and see what might all be coming for you in the week ahead. Hopefully that's all helping out and resonating too. Thank you again for being here, Aries, and I hope to see you in the next video.